where you will preserve the rest of the mana to use later, which is the part that Lyn misses out on. Now, one thing I forgot to say about the Beastmaster is that in the last game is that the Hawk is really useful to scout the Blade Master. I mean, that's not the primary reason for getting it, in my opinion. It's helpful, but it's not the most important thing ever, because you do have Fairy Fire, and the Blade Master will be scouted most of the time. Lyn has only 2 walkers here. He just researched Pillage. There's his 3rd walker. I think it's a little bit late. But fortunately for him, you know, Winners has these huge masses of Talons, but has not managed to force a fight yet. Yeah, so he needs to do that. He needs to think about pushing, and that is what he's doing. Unfortunately for him, Lyn is also pushing, and so, you know, onto his side of the map, and this is where it costs the Night Elf to not push, because Lyn has just researched Pillage. He can make an effective base raid with his Raiders and his Grunts with Pillage, and that, I mean, he could force the Night Elf to TP. He can do a TP trade. He has all sorts of options as long as he's allowed to stay on the offensive. And when you're okay, there's a, by the way, Potion of Greater Healing, another one of the best drops you can get. Lyn now losing a peon. I think he was going to set up an expansion, but meanwhile, being very clever, distracting, or maybe not intentionally distracting, but using the bat while Winners is distracted to kill off a Fairy Dragon. And you'll see that consistently in this game, that Lyn is very clever with his Bat Riders and kills off the Fairy Dragons properly. Now, Shockwave there to kill a Wisp. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but he also damaged the Moonwell. He'll take down that Moonwell, go for the other Moonwell as well. He does take it out. TP's out, so he lost a Spirit Walker. He killed 2 Moonwells and forced a TP trade. Is it worth it? I don't know. Now Lyn is setting up his expansion. I think it's worth it because he got Pillage damage. Lyn is trying to set up an expansion here. I'm not sure he really intends it to go up, because if he did, he would probably put it on his side of the map. This is almost certain to get scouted, because the Night Elf is probably going to pass through this area at some point. And in fact, it's going to get scouted in the most embarrassing way possible by this Ancient of War. So, at that point, Lyn will just have to cancel it. Anyway, Lyn now getting ready for a fight, and notice that Lyn is trying to have the fight not necessarily in his base. It actually hurts him to have it in his base, because then he has to worry about the damage to his buildings and losing burrows and stuff. And also, Fairy Dragons went into Mana Flare. Lyn pulls away. He doesn't bother fighting right under the Fairy Dragons. That's not to his advantage. So now, where's that Torrent Chieftain? Torrent Chieftain at 88 mana. In there a little too much. Lyn, it gets Shockwaved again, and you'll see that Lyn is trying to manage that Torrent Chieftain so that it doesn't get mana burned. Because he really wants that Shockwave. Gets it out, 100 mana, there you go. Now bringing it back, Shockwave goes off. Gets a few Talons, but it's not the best Shockwave ever. He loses his Blade Master. And now, normally, losing your Blade Master in this kind of game would be the end. But this is Lyn. So, notice that his Raiders, even though he's lost his Blade Master, his Raiders are just totally owning all the Talons. He just got like 4 Talon kills and an Archer kill or something. I mean, I didn't count exactly, but it was a lot. And now his Torrent Chieftain is level 4. He's just wiped out most of Winner's army. So even though he lost his Blade Master, which is his main damage source, at least his main focus damage source, and with his TC out of mana, it's just his main damage source, he has killed most of Winner's army. Winners is forced to TP because he managed to surround his own Beastmaster. And there you saw Lyn use his Greater Mana Potion. He got mana burned, used a Shockwave, and has only 93 mana left of that, and he didn't even get the DH kill. So, that was not a good use. You want to use that really in combat and try and get 2 Shockwaves out of it at least. If you can get 3, that's great, but probably you'll get mana burned for one of them. So, now Winner's Ancient of War chasing the peon around, which I find hilarious. But, okay, now here's the really smart thing that Lyn does. He creeps the big camp, and I think this is really important for his win in this game. He creeps the big camp, and he gets what he'll end up getting is the Unholy Aura item, Legion Doomhorn. That makes his army really fast. Honestly, any of the items, except maybe like the Hood of Defiance or whatever. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. I think Hood of Defiance is from Dota. It's called something like Hood of Courage, Medallion of Courage. It's Medallion of Courage. I don't know what it's called. Those items will not win you the game, but these aura items probably will. You must take them away from your opponent, and you try to get them yourself. Okay, the Endurance aura item is not going to win you the game either. But this is because you already have it, obviously. But this is one of the best items to get. Now, Lyn somehow managed to lose a peon here. It was actually back here when it got killed. I'm not sure why he sent a peon there. Alright, now we'll see another battle. Lyn, again, trying to... I mean, this is a terrible place for him to fight, so he speed scrolls out. Trying to fight the battle on his own terms. You know, now with those fairy dragons ensnared, they do the mana flare, and notice that Lyn is not using his bat riders. He wants to kill those in one hit each, so he's waiting for them to come out of mana flare. Now, the Tauren Chieftain getting cycloned. Lyn needs to manage to get off another shockwave. Tries to do it, no, gets mana burned. Too bad. This is the problem. You need to do the shockwaves fast. You need to keep your Tauren Chieftain in position to do the shockwaves, but keep it away from the Demon Hunter. It's really hard. I mean, I can't really explain how to do it. It's something you do get a bit of a feel for, you know, where to put your Tauren Chieftain in the battle. But it definitely has to take most of your micro-focus. Once again, it looks like Lyn is in big trouble because he's just going to lose another raider. The Night Elf is right next to his base. Demon Hunter is actually attacking his buildings. But once again, this is Lyn, and he's got a level 5 Tauren Chieftain. Actually, it's not level 5 yet. It's level 4. But he will have a level 5 Tauren Chieftain. And now here goes the Pocket Factory in Lyn's base, and you'll see this does force a fight. So Lyn is forced to fight not on his own terms. I mean, he does get to back off here, but that Pocket Factory is putting him on a clock, and Winner should use it better. That was a terrible shockwave, by the way. Got like one Talon. Winner should use it better by taking out that bestiary with his units. And there you go. That's what you know, what Lyn does that's so brilliant in this game, I think, is waiting for those Bat Riders, waiting very patiently until they come out of Mana Flare so you can kill them in one hit. He even has a Bat Rider left over, which, you know, that's not a bad thing. It does extra damage to the Talons, and is, you know, it's insurance against the next Fairy Dragon, which is probably going to come out. Now just doing some good old-fashioned hero focus, which is Lyn's specialty. Demon Hunter is very low, using his Blade Master. He's got claws, so he does force it, Winners to staff it out. Now, with the Demon Hunter gone, Winners is not going to win this battle, and he needs to know that. Remember, the Talons is about hero superiority. Winners does not have that at the moment. He needs to realize that and get out. And there's another shockwave killing a lot of Talons. With that Demon Hunter gone, also the Tauren Chieftain is no longer going to be mana burned. So, Ensnare on the Beastmaster allows Lyn to take it out. Can't staff it if it's ensnared. Now chasing that Tinker around, and I'll just follow this around. Okay, Winners needs to pass the staff. Can't pass the staff. Oh, too bad. He can't pass the staff in time. And he's going to lose his Tinker. So, yeah, Winners should have passed the staff. Not that it would have really made a difference in this game, because Lyn already, I mean, even though he has very few units left, he has a significant advantage with that very powerful Tauren Chieftain on the ground. Also, notice here, his Blademaster surround is getting low. Why isn't he getting out of the surround? He knows it, secretly. I'm not sure that Winners has even noticed this. He knows that he's put his greater mana potion, his greater health potion on the Blademaster, and so he can get out of the surround anytime he likes. Winners would have done better if he had noticed that, I think, to just break the surround and give up. He was not going to get the hero kill, and he just took a lot of damage on his Demon Hunter, and now he's going to he put his Talons at risk for ensnare, and he's now going to lose a couple of Talons because of his decision to stick around when he wasn't going to get the hero kill on this round. As for Lyn, good use of his greater healing potion. Sorry, he saved it until now. He made much better use of that than he did of his greater mana potion. Now Lyn is really firmly in the driver's seat. How much money is there left in the mines? Let's see, 1,000 gold left in the mines. And in this case, I mean, in the last game we saw the Night Elf was at an advantage when the mines were almost out because he can walk his tree over. But in this game, Lyn is at an advantage. He's got a very powerful Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftains are reusable. Talons are not reusable. So, another thing to notice is that Winners has his base built in a rather awkward way. It's going to take him quite a bit of time to get that tree out of there. Just some